Alright, welcome back all my YouTube fans, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. We try to have a lot of fun around here while exploring all aspects of electronics related to audio and or tube gear. I'm going to title this video the Summer 2018 Where in the Heck Have You Been Mark video. Number one question I've been getting as of late is where have you been? What have you been up to? When are you coming back? We sure miss your videos. And what's happening with this single-ended KT88 build. So I'll address all that today, as well as many other probably random ramblings. And so hold tight. This will be a long one. All right, so the where the heck have you been question. So it has just been a summer that I don't even know how to describe. It's kind of a blur at this point, but I'll kind of break down a few of the things that I've been dealing with this summer. First off, my daughter bought a house on the other side of Raleigh, about a little over 2 hours away from us now. And so, I had to go help her move in, get furniture. That consumed, quite a few weekends. My youngest son went away for the summer to the London School of Economics. And so I had to help get him clothes and shipped off to the airport, things of that nature. It consumed a weekend or two. My oldest son took a job on Wall Street. He just graduated this spring, and so had to go to New York City, help find an apartment, had to help get him moved in, get a bed. That consumed some time. And then he came back home for a little bit of time, and now he's flown out to London. Same ordeal. I had to go help get him suits and clothes and whatnot, and get him to the airport on a weekend. He's there for a month of training with the company that he went to work for. And so it's just been, crazy kind of kid revolving activities. On top of that, somewhere along the way, one weekend I bought a set of Clips horns off of a guy, and so I had to rent a covered trailer and go get that. That kind of consumed a weekend. I had early in the summer, we had a weekend where it rained like crazy. I was actually away. I was down in Miami on a business trip, and it flooded my basement. The rains here were just torrential, and so when I got home, I had to deal with getting all this stuff out of the basement upstairs, kind of drying out the carpet, whatnot. That consumed like 3 weekends of getting things put back in place. I've had some work travel along the way where I've had to fly out on Sundays to be there for Monday meetings, things of that nature, or I was there all week, didn't fly home until Saturday. I've fit a few Hamfest in over the summer, not as many. I usually hit every single Hamfest within a 4 to 6 hour drive, and this year I'll probably only hit a third or less of those. And then the other thing is I never could align my family's summer vacation because everybody's in different directions right now. So we've just been doing some long weekend little things here and there with kids as we could fit that in. So sorry I haven't been on, but that is really the bottom line of what's been going on. It's just my weekends have not been mine, and I don't know if you know, but Monday through Friday I work about 75 miles from where I live at, so I have this 1.5 to 2 hour drive each way every day. So I don't get to do any of this during the week. It is a weekend only hobby, and I've not had my weekends as of late. So I do apologize about that. And honestly, I don't know if it'll get a lot better until maybe September-ish. Maybe right after the Shelby Hamfest, things will quiet back down and life will get back to normal is my game plan. All right, up next, single-ended 807 amp that I built. I'll tell you, it has sparked and inspired quite a few people to follow that journey. I've had, I'm guessing around 7, 8 people that have reached out to me and said, hey, I've built that amplifier. And a couple of them needed some tech support, and I answered up-teen emails trying to help people out with various things. And most of them we worked through and got everything going well. So quite a few happy people out there. If you're one of those people that built one, or if I haven't been interacting with you and you've built it, send me pictures. I'd love to include those in one of the videos. I'd love to have pictures of these builds. But so far, that video series has been a big success. And even if people didn't build the video, the amplifier, it sounds like just based on the emails and feedback that I've gotten, people really enjoyed the video series and actually learned something. So hopefully this single-ended KT88 will turn out to be a very similar series. All right, this single-ended KT88 amplifier. Yes, we are still going to build this together, and it will happen. Here's what happened. I ordered the transformers from EdCore, and normally I get transformers from them in this 3-week time frame-ish. And on their website, it clearly says these can take up to 12 weeks, which is 3 months, right? These took 12 weeks. They literally kind of showed up the 12th week. Unfortunately, by then, summer and all the stuff I just explained kind of hit me. So if they had gotten here, in 3 weeks, I would probably have been building this thing and gotten far into it. But it just didn't play out that way. So I've got the boxes here. Hang on, I'll show you. So I've got these 2 boxes. You can see here, pretty darn heavy, and you can tell, I haven't even opened them yet. So that's kind of how my summer has gone. But I'm thinking right after the Shelby Ham Fest, which is Labor Day, I'll end up taking off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for that Ham Fest. Spend 4 days over there. And after that, I think things will be back to normal because all my kids will either be completely. One son will be working in New York at that point. My daughter's, this whole house ordeal should be settled down by then. And my other son will be back at Chapel Hill in college. So I think my weekends would be mine again, and so we'll get back to it in September. Definitely the fall and winters are easier. Summers can get a little crazy around here. But I'm excited about this series. I'm probably as excited as you are. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a great sounding amp. I think there's a lot of experience to lean into, people that have already built this. So I think it'll be a good, fun community event that we can all do together. So stay tight, hang tight on this one. We will promise to get to it. Okay, up next, I thought I'd talk a little bit about the 6SN7 SRP preamp design that I was working on. Got the thing sounding amazing on the bench. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Have not built it and put it in a chassis yet. We will get around to that project some point this winter. It is high on my list, and I'm very, very excited about it. At one point I was kind of kicking around this idea of, do I build a kit and actually sell that, or do I just make a video series and supply everybody a BOM where they can get the parts from? And I think I will end up going with the latter. I've talked to some people that have built kits in the past and sold them. I've done a lot of reading on the subject, and for the most part, what I've found out is, unless it is your full-time job and you have lots of time to dedicate to it, it kind of turns out to be a nightmare. And it mostly revolves around, people that will build these that, they're new to this, and that's why they want a kit, right? But at the same time, things may not work. And so you end up providing a lot of tech support via email or phone. And I just got a small taste of that with the handful of people that built the 807 amplifier. And I can't imagine if I sold kits for money, the expectation that might be upon me and the time commitment that would take. And with the job I have where I work 60 hours a week and just fit this in on the weekends, it's just not practical. Maybe down the road 10 years when I retire and I'm just kind of hanging out doing this stuff for fun, we can re-examine that whole approach. But stay tuned. I think I'll go through a process of building that thing and creating a very methodical set of instructions for you via video or on paper, and give you all the parts list and let you build it that way. So hold tight and we'll get to that as well. Sorry about all my blinking today. My eyes are dried out and red, and I'm not sure why. Could have something to do with a few pair martinis last night, but I'm really not sure. I just noticed in my video edits I'm blinking a lot, so I apologize for that. All right, a question I get a lot, and I got this week, was, hey Mark, basically, what got you into making YouTube videos, and do you like watching YouTube videos yourself? Abso-friggin-lutely, I love watching YouTube videos. It is my favorite hobby or pastime, and it's really what inspired me to do this for others. I don't have a lot of time during the week to watch them, so what I do is I download a lot of them, kind of store them offline, upload them onto my iPad, and as I travel for work or on my lunch break, things of that nature, I will sit there and watch YouTube videos. And I'm a constant learner. I've probably taken a half a dozen, maybe more, psychological tests over time, just as part of being in management in corporate America. And almost every one of them, whether it's Myers-Briggs or DISC or StrengthsFinder, there's a lot of them, but all of them will come back in some way, shape, or form and tell me that I'm super inquisitive and I'm a learner, and that is just kind of part of my core DNA. So this channel here, a guy named Brad the Guitarologist, is probably one of my favorite YouTube channels that I like to watch. The guy does a lot of guitar restoration, repairs, but also a lot of guitar amp repairs, and sometimes he does some other crazy stuff. Sometimes he'll build a guitar amp out of something like a cigar box or whatnot. But more so than his technical knowledge, I just kind of love his antics and his storytelling. He's just a good old Southern guy, kind of like myself. I think he's from Kentucky, maybe. But he has some long ramblings and rants. I think he kind of likes to hear himself talk, much like myself. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It might just be the reality. But he must be doing something right, because he's got 47,000 subscribers, about 5 times as many as I've got. And he just does a great job, and he makes a couple posts a week, and just thoroughly enjoy watching him. So if you get a chance, check him out, and a lot of good fun stuff there. Some of the other channels that I really enjoy watching, Mr. Carlson's Lab. This guy is, if you kind of think about, your electrical engineering knowledge, he's several notches above me. I'm not going to deny that. Now, some of this comes from, I've got a degree in electrical engineering, came out of school, ended up getting into computers, went into computer networking, on down the line. I never really used my electrical engineering degree in my day job whatsoever. So everything I've done beyond just theory that I learned in school has just been through my hobbies here on the weekends. There are a lot of people that graduated with degrees and they went out into the electronics field and they do this stuff for a living. And so they have a lot more practical real world examples to pull off of than just my, what I've kind of figured out on my own along the way. I consider myself pretty good with tube gear. There's not a lot I can't do as it relates to tube gear. However, and then when you get into digital circuits, not digital, but just transistor circuits, Marantz gear, Pioneer, that kind of stuff, I don't enjoy it as much, but I'm pretty good at it. I can do it. It's not rocket science. But then you jump into the digital world, and man, I understand the concepts completely, but I am way out in left field at that point. It's just not my forte. I get people ask me, "Hey, Mark, I've got this Denon turntable," and I look up the model and I find out it's a phase lock loop quartz synced circuit, right? And I'll respond back, if it's something like the tone arm needs alignment, sure, I'll help you. But if your speed is off on this thing, there's a digital logic circuit involved in there, and I don't maintain the equipment for it, and I don't always have the knowledge for it. So I shy away from digital gear there. But some of the other guys I watch really like Paul McGowan's videos. Does some really good stuff. PS Audio. He does a lot of little quick once a day little questions that he gets, and he answers them. He actually was what inspired me to start my Ask Mark series. Uncle Doug, I think all you guys probably watched his stuff. El Paso Tube Amps, love those guys. I watched some stuff with John Audio Tech, 12 volt videos. Let's see. EV blog, the guy Dave out of Australia. Absolutely amazing. That's probably one of the sharpest techs I've ever met in my life. The guy just notches and notches and notches above me. I like to watch Fran Blanch's stuff. I like to watch Dennis Carter's stuff, All American 5. I'm just scrolling through a list over here. But there's a lot of good stuff out there, and take advantage of it. It's just one of those things. If you want to learn, the knowledge is there. You just gotta make the time and go do it. And but check out Brad the Guitarologist channel. If I think you'll like it. I absolutely love it. Just an update on what I've got in the works right now. I've got a pair of leaked TL50s that I'm restoring, so pretty excited about that one. I'm making a video along that process. Got a pair of Magnavox amps. Picked up a pair off of Audio Karma. One of them's supposed to be kind of working. The other one maybe not. He's wanting me to figure out, is the one working, and if not, what does it need, and could the other one be made to work? I'm going to dive into that. Outside of that, I'm focused on this building stuff, the KT88 amp. I got a few other ideas in my head brewing. I want to build a really nice 6BQ5 amp at some point, or EL84. So going to focus on the building mostly this winter. Still, we'll fit some restorations in there. Don't worry. I've got a lot of gear around here that kind of needs restoration. All right, we're going to kind of call it a wrap at this point. I do have one other kind of side project in the works right now, and I'm going to make a separate video on it this weekend and post it up, just focused on that topic. So stay tuned, lots of fun stuff coming up. Sorry I haven't been around as much as I'd like, just too much going on in life, and hopefully right after Labor Day we can get back to this KT88 build, and we'll kind of make that our fall project and have a lot of fun together doing it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate all the subscribers out there. You guys have been absolutely great and phenomenal. Really appreciate all the feedback. I wish I could keep up with all the posts on my YouTube videos. I cannot. I do my best to respond to all the emails I get. I'm up to anywhere from 100 to 120 or so emails a week at this point. I do my best, and sometimes it takes me a couple days, sometimes it takes me a week or two to get back to people, but the questions I get posted on my YouTube videos below, I struggle to keep up with those. Sometimes I find the time, but for the most part I don't. So if something's burning, shoot me an email. Thanks for watching, everybody.